played for sure.
Hopefully the next actual MLB season is better. You got Shohei on the Dodgers now. Mike Trout still on the Angels, but hopefully one day he'll make some money.
I hope Mike Trout leaves or something, man.
Like that team did not deserve those two players. They were not utilizing them correctly.
Mike Trout, I don't want to say that about Mike Trout, but like he just got unlucky.
Nah, I'm not saying anything bad about Mike Trout. I'm saying the team itself. I say Mike Trout's too good for that team.
I agree, except like in kind of baseball, you kind of never know how good a player is in the postseason, because like you could be great in the regular season, and then like in like 3 games in the postseasons, I could only get 1 hit, and then all of a sudden that's it. It's like the most random sport. But like at least it would have been nice for him to have a chance because he's in his 30s now.
Yeah, he doesn't have longer.
He ain't got yeah, man. Because he getting up there.
Does he have any World Series wins?
He hasn't made it past the first round in the playoffs. He's never made it past the first round. I think he's only made the playoffs twice. He's been in the league like 10 years now. How long has he been on the Angels? He got called up to the big leagues, I think, in 2012.
Has he always been on the Angels, or has he switched
teams?
Yes.
No, he's always been there. Always been there.
Yeah, no, they're not using him.
Team that drafted him. Yeah.
He became a star on like one of the worst teams at MLB. You know how hard that is?
It's not hard. No, so like yes and no. And so you say a star. Chris, do you know who Mike Trout is? Do you know what he looks like? Do you know what Shohei Ohtani looks like? Do you know what any baseball player looks like? Can you name a baseball player? Do you know what he looks like?
You know the one baseball player from when we were kids?
Well, I mean, like, he didn't retire that long ago, honestly.
Did he go out with a whimper or a bang? I can't remember.
He wasn't that bad. Like, he wasn't hitting that bad. Now, A-Rod kind of went out kind of like on a whimper. He maybe could have came back and just gave it another go, but like he did not play very well at the end. Derek Jeter probably couldn't field him at the end, but like his hitting stats weren't abysmal like some other players is. You know, A-Rod looks like. Like, could you point out A-Rod if you just ran? Like, could you? Okay, but there's no player that's played in the last 10 years that you can name. Okay, so like there's Chris. Would you say there's no star baseball players then?
Okay, I say star, but I mean star in the sport, not star over. Because that's a MLB
I would say. Well, I mean, like if you're like, are there any stars in the sport then? Because I'd argue no.
No, I would say no, but a star in the sport. Well,
yeah, I get what you mean. Like all-star MVP type player. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get you. But to me, is like you could kind of do that anywhere if you're good enough and you can put up stats. It doesn't really matter where you are because you'll put up those stats. Except, well, unless for like, it just kind of depends, because like, in some baseball stadiums and areas, it might favor pitching or it might favor hitting. That's like the big difference. So like, if you're a good hitter playing in like, if you're a good hitter playing in Colorado, you might be just a average hitter playing in New York.
Dog, do you understand how wild it was for me to realize that not all baseball stadiums were built to regulation? They had their own.
Yeah, there's a regulation. Yeah, I think there's a regulation, but like it's like you can only do so much within like the world.
Like how is your outfield way bigger than any other outfield?
And that's just normal. That's just normal. It's the only sport I can think of where that's like a thing. The only thing comparable is in football. It's in football where like some stadiums have a dome or a roof. That's the only thing close to that.
I was gonna say, what if it's like in football where some some fields are larger, you have to run longer than others. That's basically what it is.
So I mean, honestly, it's kind of like that because I think it was for the Oakland Raiders. When they were in Oakland, I'm pretty sure they shared a field with the Oakland A's, and like there was like a little mound, not a little mound, but like there's something there. No. It was Houston. The Houston Astros. This is an extreme, but like in their fucking stadium, I don't know if it now, but like it used to be this way. There was a legit hill in their center field. It was a legit hill, and that was just
that, right?
Yeah, that was on purpose. For whatever reason, that was their thing because you could just round that out, dog. I'm not locked in this game, dog.
If you're
I'm
an away team and you didn't study that field, dog, that would be such a surprise.
You would study, you know what I mean? Because like you play so many games of baseball, like you'll notice it the first time, but like it's fucking disgusting. There's nothing fucking like that in any sport. It's ridiculous.
That's not.
I think it's gross, but like not gross enough to where it's like a problem. But like the Hill example, I'm fine with like teams like saying we play in Colorado. Our climate, things just travel longer. We're gonna have to let's just focus on like good hitters. We're gonna have a shorter outfield. It makes sense as opposed to like a team maybe like Washington D.C. where the air's not that different.
I didn't think about that.
Like if it's just easier to have focus on like good pitchers, you know. I get that, but like just the extremes are like crazy.
Hopefully Trout gets off that team if they're not going to treat him right, and he can get at least a little bit closer to the playoffs or to the World Series.
I hate myself, dog. I hate myself. Chris, has your little bully? Also, fun fact of ours, that the girl he's talking to, we went to middle school with her, and I remember her bullying me in an art class.
Hey Chris, not looking too good on her, and I ain't gonna lie. That don't mean she's still.
Where'd she go after that? Didn't ask that far, huh? It didn't matter, huh? You heard Bully Eric and said that's a better woman.
Was there for a year, yet somehow still managed to bully. That's crazy. Usually you want to situate yourself in the school before you start doing that, right?
Yeah, man. I was a little confused when she I didn't have a joke right. I'm sorry. I'm locked in.
If you didn't get hung up on a flag or a fence pole with your underwear. I don't know, Chris. Like it seems like she's the type of person to take advantage of people. We'll see.
Well, she is light skinned.
All right. I'm waiting for an apology.
Chris, are you gonna apologize? What?
I'm talking to you, Black Fox.
Chris, don't let him talk to you like that. That's really not nice. Chris doesn't deserve that. Ugh. I'm getting my ass kicked. Yeah, I gotta send help, man. Somebody tag in. Alright.
What's going on with the Hornets? Anything at all interesting? Anything? For the love of God.
Our best player has been hurt for, I think, going on 3 weeks now. We have very negative record. Our rookie looks okay, but like things just aren't good. Our offense just can't get going. Our defense has kind of been lackluster this entire season. I just lost. Things just aren't looking good for the Hornets. But like it's
so,
you know what I mean? Like these injuries keep piling up.
I said interesting. You must have confused it with depressing.
Right. Well, those things are the same to me. What are you talking about, Chris?
How many characters did I miss come out? Like, who is that?
Which one?
Oh, that's Kimberly.
That's Kimberly. Yeah, they finally released different costumes.
Okay.
But not every the DLC characters, which are. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I'm glad you knew I was. I'm glad you knew I was stuck. I think another one should be coming at the end of this month. No, this month's I think about to end. Another one should be coming soon. Ed, you should be coming
next
soon.
year, basically.
Yeah, next year. I'm so upset that Akuma's taking this log, man.
Are you frying something or washing something? Is your heat too high? Like that's very loud.
Are you telling my man how to cook?
Nah, I mean I remember I was cooking down there and I was like, wait a minute, something seems like it's about to catch on fire. And it sounded just like that. I don't have a gas range top, right?
You know I got that gas on me. I fucked up.
Anything happening in the world of basketball? I haven't really paid attention to sports since the World Series ended.
You need to look up Draymond Green. That's the most interesting thing is that there's currently a guy.
I saw him elbow. I'm pretty sure he elbowed somebody. I remember.
Okay, so you weren't talking to us by the time he choked somebody at the beginning of the season.
What? Wait, are those two separate things, or am I getting something confused?
Two separate things. There's a basketball player that, within this last full cycle year, has punched his teammate, fully stepped on an opposing player's sternum, tried to choke, sleeper hold choke, an opposing player this season, and completely spinning back fist another player just like a week or two ago.
And you're talking about Draymond Green?
Yes, same guy.
I know who that is. You got to
and his reaction was to the latest one. He said, "You guys know me. I really apologize to him. I usually don't do that because if I mean to do something, I don't apologize. But this time I didn't mean to hit him, so I apologize."
At what point is he going to be out for the rest of the season?
He's suspended indefinitely. I think he's gone. I think he's going to be gone for the next 20 games because he just got suspended for the next 6.
You don't think they would jeopardize any kind of important game with him being out?
I mean, I think the team is bad. The team's bad. The league suspended him, not the team.
He plays for Golden State, right?
Yeah. So he is because what was so funny? I heard you laugh. It's not all the athletes.
That's not injuring people.
That's not all the athletes. I don't want to go on to say that all the athletes. All right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Child molested. Come on. Say his name, Chris. What's his name?
I actually don't know who you're talking about.
Chris, they say I smile too much. She called me giddy. That's such a good line to me that I can't use it anymore. Tavares, if you look up Josh Giddey, you'll find that he is a basketball player that, not suspended, but he is under investigation right now by the league for having a potential relationship with a 16 or 17-year-old that he met at a club. That's dating back to last year.
He looks like he would.
He said he only knew her he said he only met her for a day, that they didn't have relations, allegedly. And that's all we know as of right now. It's under investigation, and we have no updates about it.
Australian?
He is Australian, yes. And I brought this to Justin, and Justin said, well, he is Australian. You know how Australians are. A lot of these foreigners are weird.
He a starter? Like, what's...
He was a starter. He's a regular. Like he is a notable younger player.
Okay.
Like it's not nothing. He's not a famous player. Like, he's not really famous, but like it's not nothing. Like, he's not a nobody. Like, he was a top drafted player. He's white. You don't have many of those in the league. You know what I mean?
So who's looking good this season? Is it still
the top teams the top teams in the league are the Timberwolves. The Nuggets still look good. The Celtics look good. They make. Yep, it's the Timberwolves.
I don't know why, but those two
No. You gotta know something. Their best player just this week. It got leaked, like, messages between him and a woman he had a relationship with, that she was possibly pregnant. Okay? And he is he was. I don't know when this was, but that he was pressing her about getting an abortion. And that she said, I'm going to have this baby unless you pay me. And he said, name the price. She said $100,000. And he said, okay, cool. And he's saying, where's the video of you, like, taking, like, the plan B? And all it is just messages of, like, her sending pictures of, like, an AI baby. And he just messaging back multiple times, send the video.
He got head. Man, see, I don't know, I'm kind of... Obviously, he's in the wrong, but I think she's in the wrong, too. Because I feel like, just from that message, she could either be messing with him. Like, oh, well, how dare you not want this baby? Pay me this money. Or
it's crazy all around.
Yeah, that's a weird situation.
I'm never gonna tell a woman what to do with their body. That being said, it did seem like they had an agreement. For $100,000, I'll kill that baby in a heartbeat. I don't care if it's already out. Can I get it? Oh, wait a minute.
Speaking of babies, you said an old dude is eating his way.
Oh, Zion?
Zion got a little bit bigger.
So he has. I want to say, like, in the off season, it really, like, he really slimmed down. He looked like in really good shape. As the season progresses, you know, like, your eating habits start to die off. It's clear he's gained weight.
You think it's like too much weight, or is it like weight for him to push his way around the court?
I think it'd be I think the weight's not the issue, but I think it's more so the effort. And I wonder if the weight is preventing him from trying hard. But he doesn't look super engaged in games. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be the fat police, but it's a lack of effort is like most concerning to people around the league. But the lack of effort could also mean like the lack of effort to keep himself at a certain playing weight. Because he seems to be above like 300 pounds. Because he's huge. Like he's a really big player. Like we haven't seen a player like that kind of size in like a really long time. And he clearly doesn't look the same way he did when during the off season. And he had an awful off season. That featured a porn star being so distraught, messaging him every day about how much of a terrible person he is and how heartbroken she was that she had a baby with somebody else. Who I would like to mention, I'm not a big fan of her videos.
Me neither.
Chris, what do you think?
Mariah Mills, she looks too fake.
She looks like an AI generated person.
Like her face and everything else, like it looks like she didn't even try to like blend it in. Kind of, it looks like they just copied and pasted it on there.
I'll send Chris the videos. I'll send Chris the videos later. But yeah, I'm disappointed because I really want him to do well. He's from South Carolina, and like I don't know, like there's like a couple players in the league that are like really big from South Carolina. I think John Morant's actually from South Carolina too. I think they're both from South Carolina.
Isn't he up to some shit nowadays anyway?
Yeah, so he just came back in the league. He served his 20-game suspension from posting on Instagram with a gun again. So hopefully he stays out of trouble. But you know, I think I want to like both. Zion is like to me he is like and he's like the nerd of the NBA cuz he's the most relatable like athlete or NBA player I've ever seen. Cuz that nigga goes to work, gets off work, watches anime, fucks porn stars and then eats. It's the most normal guy thing I've ever seen. It's the most normal guy thing I've ever seen. I legit think if me or Chris got famous, our lives would be the exact same thing as his. It would just be less famous and we wouldn't be athletes. If me and Chris, if you got famous today, how many porn stars did you have sex with? A couple, right? Like you would just try. Maybe not porn stars, but like you would absolutely message some people and say, what's it take to have a night out? We win $50 million. We are absolutely messaging somebody and saying, "When you want to go out?" I just gotta see what my options are. But it's the most normal guy thing. Like he wears fucking Naruto fucking jackets to games. Like you know what I mean? Like I can tell where his headspace is at. It don't seem like basketball, but like shit, I'm not trying to think about work either when I leave my job. he seems like a good kid. Cause like all these athletes, like I'm getting to an age now where like most of the athletes I talk about are younger than me. So like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to talk down on them, but just like it's like seeing niggas. It's like seeing people like at my job that I talk to, and like, oh my god, you're immature. And it's like I don't want to be like I don't want to sound like an old head, but like I see some athletes that are like some of them take it more seriously than others. And like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard being an athlete. It's probably really hard for them to get to that point. But like, if you just try it a little bit more, I know what you can get to. But I think, you know, because it's the same way I think about like people I work with sometimes. Like I know if you cared a little bit more, you made better decisions. I can see the benefits in your life. Like I can see where you could get to. And but like I respect a man saying when I'm off this job, it is me time. I respect that completely.
Side note, Guile looks weird with his hair like this.
He does.
You don't even look like Guile at all. You just like some guy. At first I thought it was Ken for some reason.
I will wait this out.
NFL?
So the Panthers are bad. Our first pick doesn't look good, but our whole team are bad. We are the worst team in the league. We fired our coach. Our owner looks to be like the worst owner in the league. Looks like he doesn't. It looks like he never believed in the coach he hired, because it seems like he hired people within the organization to spy on the coach and then go around him to give him information about how the coach is doing, whether or not he liked it or not.
No, what? I thought we were just in the rebuilding phase. I didn't think it was all at.
Oh, it's bad. The new owner, it seems like he thought he knew better than what the coach did, which, why would you hire me to do this job if you didn't think I was going to do this job?
I'll explain why tickets were like $15.
Yeah, so like there was a game this weekend, as you saw, and like the pictures of it were worse than I could imagine. Like it looked like nobody showed up.
What happened? Like, we were.
It was I legit think. I think the head coach we got maybe would have wanted to draft somebody else, but I think our owner never believed in the coach. There was disorganization all around the building, and the whole organization, which it always starts at the top. Chris knows this firsthand, man. If you don't have a strong like head of the snake, it seeps through the entire facility, and you can't have a good company. You just can't.
Yeah, but I'm more confused. Like,
okay, Chris, Tavares, our job is the Carolina Panthers. Would you agree, Chris? Go ahead, Tavares.
I'm more confused. So, obviously, I don't know much about sports. The last time I thought that the Panthers were good,
was it last year?
Cam.
So we got Cam back 2 years ago, and Cam won like the first 2 games he came back for. Because we started bad that season, and like we hired Cam, and like we traded for Cam, and Cam, he rejuvenated the city for like 2 weeks. Then we saw that his arm was cooked. This is 2 years ago, 2021, 2 years ago, and it was just like, all right, well, listen, it was fun. The season's over. Like we know we're not gonna win. We'll think about the next year. We traded for a different quarterback. Didn't work out well anyway.
How bad was the arm? Like, no hope.
I think his arm's. I legit think like he didn't have zip on the arm and it wasn't accurate. I like Cam on record, like on interview, said like there's not 32 better quarterbacks than me, and I agree with him. I think there's about 40. Like I think like if Cam wanted to be a running back, I legit think he could do it today. I think he could do it. Maybe not good, but I think he could do it. He can't play quarterback. Like because he's had multiple like major shoulder injuries in his career. It makes sense why his arm would be cooked. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's 2 years ago. Last year, we had a really, really rough start. We traded multiple players away, like cornerstone players. And then we fired our coach that was there for 3 years that I don't think players didn't like him. I think that's the biggest thing, is that players didn't believe in him and that he didn't seem to take the game seriously. And we started winning after we fired the coach. I think that's the most positive thing, is that players responded to firing the coach. We hired somebody else. We played better to end the year. We hired a coach that players seem to respect, but from what I can see, the head coach and the owner just weren't on the same page, even though they hired him.
So what? The owner's being a little bitch about it?
I wouldn't say a little bitch, but fuck. But it's like there was never. It was an unserious organization. They didn't take things seriously because it just started from the top. There was just disorganization. It felt like the coach was being sabotaged with unserious leadership, and there's nothing you could do. I don't think there's anything you can do.
So North Carolina as a whole, like their sports team, besides the
it's rough. It's rough. The only I think the brightest thing is the hockey team.
Because the owner, aka of the Hornets, aka
Mr. Jordan, he sold the team. He sold the stake in the team. Yep.
So there might be hope there if we can get.
Yes, good. I would say that the biggest thing with that is that like we're bad now. We're probably gonna fire our coach and GM, and we'll see where we go from there. I don't know what to make of the team, from besides of one thing. Chris, what do you know about the Hornets?
That's all.
That too, and what else, Chris? It's one of our players. Yes.
What?
Like to me, this team is not like we keep getting injured. We have a great young player that other teams would want, but he's like injured half the time, and we did all this to bring back a woman beater, who's playing well, legitimately playing well, but he's also a woman beater. And I would want the new owners to say, hey, that's not what we stand for. We're gonna cut him at end of the season. Don't bring him back. Just don't bring him back. Don't bring him back to the city. I would rather be bad. I would rather be bad because I would rather be bad. We're bad anyway. It doesn't matter. We're not winning games.
You can't be bad. You can't have a woman beater.
Yeah. Pick one. Pick one. If you're gonna win games, maybe. I'm not saying I could, but maybe I could understand it.
And in the Panthers, we have a shitty owner who is not
The
out
owner
yet.
of the owner of the Panthers got it recently, like within the last 5 years. And okay, hold up. Do you remember why we got a new owner for the Panthers?
I don't know anything.
So we got a new owner from the Panthers because the old one, Jerry Richardson, white guy. His first name is actually Jerome, but he's called Jerry. Fuck. What else is there? Give me a second. Jerome Richardson, I think is his first name. Maybe I'm lying. But the reason he sold the team is because the league forced him to, because he had gotten outed for sexual harassment at the workplace. So he had a thing. He had two things that stood out to me in the reports. Was that he would shave women's legs for them. He would make his workers let him shave their legs, and he would tell women to specifically wear jeans on Fridays or some shit.
I figured isn't that kind of counterproductive?
It was old man sexual harassment, like the oldest old man form of sexual harassment you could think of.
No, and why shave the legs and ask him to wear jeans though?
Because he's fucking weird. Because he was fucking weird. That's the biggest thing is the women were uncomfortable with it. And that's all that matters. They didn't you just couldn't have that. So the league made him sell the team, and he sold it for a lot, and that's how we got the new owner. Okay? The biggest thing that I have to say about that is that within the league, within the other owners, he was very well respected. This team, the Panthers, are not well respected. It is clear we're not well run, which is hard to beat because the last guy was shaving women's legs in the offices. Chris, have I ever told you about that? It cracks me up because I've never heard something so fucking old man that's saying that he's getting off to women wearing jeans at work.
How long was Jerome there for?
He brought the team. He brought the team to care when the league expanded. Because I think the Panthers came in when I was born, 1996. I think that's the exact. Is that 1996 or 1999? It's somewhere around there. And he's been the owner since then. He was the owner of the team. And I think it might still be. Chris, when you went to the Bank of America Stadium, do you remember there being a statue of a guy with Panthers around him? It might still be there. I'm not sure, but the technical front of it is a statue of a guy. Give me a second. I gotta make sure I'm right about this. It should be a statue of him. A statue of him with Panthers around him.
That's extremely.
I think, so the stadium at UNCC, University of North Carolina, Charlotte. It's named after him, Jerry Richardson Stadium. It's still named after him, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's changed, but I don't know.
Lake Shavers Stadium.
Yeah. He is a big. Chris, I gotta show you this. Okay. and the team was better when he was running the team. And I'm not saying he should run it again. I'm not saying that. Do not get my words constricted. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not advocating that at all. I do not think he should be a guy that runs our team. Our new guy should go.
That's what I was trying to allude to. Like,
that's the biggest thing. Is that our new
could he possibly be there?
The team would have to be so bad. I would because he could sell it today. And it could go for more than he bought it for, and I think he had to pay billions of dollars to get it. But if the team is the worst team in the league for the next 5 years, maybe he sells it. He is not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. It's legit. I think the worst job a coach could take in the league. Bad ownership. Carolina is not that attractive to live in. You know what I mean? Like if I could live in LA. There's two teams in LA. There's a team in Vegas. There's teams all across the country. I think Carolina's in the bottom half of desirable places that has a football team. I'd rather live somewhere else. The owner sucks. I'm gonna get undermined, and I'll probably get fired. And if I get fired from as a head coach, most coaches don't recover from that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make this job, but I'm not gonna get that title ever again. So what is
okay? Well,
and I'm losing,
right?
I take a, you know what I mean? For athletes and coaches, losing sucks to be around. It sucks to be in a workplace where nobody's fucking happy. Yeah, so imagine being around that, and maybe I'm making so much money that I'm fine with it. But I gotta go. But especially imagine I go out in public, and I got the city telling me I stink. Oh my god, I wouldn't want that. I gotta go to Bojangles, and I order burgers. I get to the window, and they say, "Oh, it's you, huh?" I can't. They say, "Oh, Mr. Teasley." Huh? Actually, we're out of sweet tea.
They'd be like, "I want to change the boxer."
Oh my god.
How long did Jordan last? With his shitty team?
Jordan took over the Hornets. I think not too long after he took it over ownership as soon as the Charlotte, as soon as it became the Bobcats.
Right.
So Hornets when they lost it being the Charlotte Hornets and then the team went to New Orleans, he brought the team to Charlotte Bobcats. He brought that. And he's been ever since then. I think that's 2003. 2003 or 2005.
That long, wow.
It's been a while. So that's 18 years now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so long. 18 or 20 years.
This manager for the Panthers is probably gonna be there for a while, dog.
Yeah, a really long time. So I don't expect him to go anywhere. And I would say this. The Bobcats sucked. Nobody, and I think people within the NBA thought Michael Jordan wasn't a good owner, but nobody outside the league was ever going to disrespect Michael Jordan. Because at the end of the day, even if he's a bad owner, that's still Michael fucking Jordan. I'll make all my jokes about how he fucking dresses and how yellow his teeth are, or how yellow his eyes are. But that is at worst the greatest or second greatest or one of the most influential athletes ever. Nobody can ever take that away from him. That's one of the most famous people in the world. He is respected wherever he goes, no matter what. David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers now, he'll wherever he goes will be rich people. Maybe he's respected by them because of how much money he has, but not because of his job now. Not because of what he cares about now, which is being the owner of the Panthers. Because
Jordan can go to China and be respected. I get it.
Jordan goes to China. He's the most respected person in China then. Period. David Tepper is not respected in any football space. In any football space, he won't be respected. Unless it's maybe it's amongst owners, but he's new. You know what I mean? He doesn't come from ball. He doesn't come from football. And your team stinks, and coaches don't want to. Imagine coaches within the league don't want to be hired by you. So now you're going to have to hire somebody with. You're going to have to hire somebody with less experience, less proven, more risky. You know what I mean? And you might, or worse, you got to pay more than the next team would just to get a good owner, just to get a good coach.
And even then, he might stay. He might not even stay for that long.
Yeah. So that's what happened to the Hornets. We hired a coach last year. The Hornets hired a new coach last year. Right. I think it was right after. It was legitimately right after they it was like they decided they were gonna bring back Miles after he beat that woman. He beat up his wife.
I vaguely recall.
They hired a new coach. The new coach said, "I have some demands. I want to have my own assistant coaching staff around me." The team said, "No, we're gonna have to pick your staff." He said that I'm not going. Fuck it. If I can't do this how I want to, this isn't worth it. And the Hornets had to hire a whole new coach a month before the fucking season started.
So do you think the owner should be more hands off with their teams?
Absolutely. You don't know ball. You don't know ball. Let the niggas that know ball run the fucking team. What you know about ball?
Came in and basically said that you don't know ball. Give me my own staff. And they said,
no. So here's the thing. Yeah, so that's my biggest thing. If he wanted his own staff, let the nigga hire his own staff. What did you hire him for? To coach the team. If how he needs to coach the team is that he has to have niggas that know ball around him, then let the nigga hire niggas that know ball. Shit.
I don't see the downside to that. Like, I don't see the reason why they would say no other than personal.
Other than they think that they know people that can help develop the players they have, fine, maybe. Except that where has that gotten you before? Where that got you was firing the last guy.
Like, do you want to win or not?
Yeah, it's unserious to say I don't want to let this coach hire people around him.
Putting way too much pressure on a coach for not doing that.
To me, it's not too different than what the Panthers did by the owner undermining the decisions of the head coach. Chris, I'm sorry for yelling. I don't mean to get angry about these fucking teams, man. It just brings something out of me.
Another note. Do you know anything about the Steelers?
I actually do know a good amount about the Steelers now. So my coworker Preston, he said like the last couple weeks he's locking into like the Steelers because he's been a Steelers fan, like a casual fan, but now like, you know, how much me and like DJ talk about football, it's interested in him. Now he's locked in on the Steelers, so I know a decent amount now. It's you guys are the Steelers are sneaky gross, not that bad, but like sneaky disgusting, sneaky disgusting.
Wasn't expecting you to insult.
Very weird. Like they're not bad, but they're kind of bad. I'm sorry, I might have lost my voice. I've shouted too much. I'm giving myself a headache. Thank you.
Wait, so who's the top three? What's the top three teams in the league?
In basketball or football?
Football.
Best team in football right now are the San Francisco 49ers. Whoever's number 2 is very much up to debate. The Niners are like decidedly the best team in the league. Number 2, it could be a toss-up between like 8 teams. Like the Baltimore Ravens are considered to be really good. The Chiefs have the best player in the league, so like they always have a conversation, but they have had really bad moments this year. The Buffalo Bills are playing really well now. They did not play well to start the year, and they fired one of their coaches, and now they're playing better. But I always, you know what I mean? Like, I do not think very highly of a team that said we have to fire somebody we had on the staff mid-season. That to me is not a good look, and maybe they can go past it. Maybe that was the issue, but I think something will turn its head about them not being as good as we think eventually. I don't trust that, but I really like their players. Who did I say? The Ravens are really good. The Dallas Cowboys are really good. They took a really bad loss this weekend. They took a really, really bad loss, but they were playing really well during the middle of the season, but it was a really gross loss. The Eagles started really well. Go ahead.
The two teams that I don't like hearing about because of how I grew up are the Cowboys. And the Patriots.
So
I
in
cannot like dog. It's like yo, shut up and got the
in
Cowboys.
every
and
part of the
Patriots.
country, you will find Dallas Cowboys fan. They're the most popular team in the world, and I can find it like easy for like to just get tired of hearing about the Cowboys. It's very easy to get tired of them.
Damn blue stars.
But they weren't that good when we were growing up. They weren't really that good when we were growing up. But you will hear so much about them because they're the
It's
Dallas
usually just
Cowboys.
Texas.
And
Texas is just
yeah, Texas, the biggest, most concerning. Like they care most about football in the country, and that just kind of spreads throughout everywhere. My dad.
goddamn it, that's it. Are you searching for a game?
No, dog. I haven't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been shouting too much. Anyway, yeah, but that's what's going on in like football. Right now the 49ers are really good. Cowboys are pretty good, but they took a loss. There's a couple other pretty good teams in the league. There's only really one really great team, and it's really a toss up on how the playoffs are going to go, which start in like a month.
Oh yeah, it is end of the year. They Super Bowl's in what, February, if I recall?
The Super Bowl's at the beginning of February. I remember because me and Chris were both homeless at the beginning of February, right? Or like you were homeless in like the middle. What?
I thought you guys moved in January.
Oh no.
And your lease is up next year, right?
Yep. We're not renewing our lease, so it's time to start looking for new places. I've tried looking around, I can't find too many places around here in like Huntersville and like a little bit north of it. That's my biggest concern because I was willing to live somewhere just north of here. Huh?
I'm about to come to Harrisburg.
That's what I'm afraid of.
It's not Concord, but it's not Concord.
I hated Concord so much. I fucking hated Concord with a passion.
You get a tosser. If you get the police call on you, it's either 50-50 chance in Concord police or Charlotte police. But they've been building some stuff over here. It's not a bad idea they come search over here.
Yeah, we'll take it. That's my starting point is 1,200. If I gotta settle for 13, I really don't want to pay 14. I'm not going for 15. 15's not an option at this point in my life. I still can't afford it, and I've gotten like 2 different raises since I've lived here. Actually, just one. Because I just got the office. I just got the office when I got homeless. I just got the office. Ain't that something? Could you imagine getting a brand? I really can't. I can't play right now. I'm just not like that. I can't play. Could you imagine getting an office and then becoming homeless?
Could live in the office.
I could. I can't. I couldn't. There was no third shift. So, Chris, how are you doing these days? I'm tired. I can't talk right now, man. Somebody please fill in.
That's all you can really do.
Chris, tell us how the job's going. How's your job been this week? For sure.
No, you haven't been there that long. Why you gotta train people?
Ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing.
Chris, can you put names on these people doing nothing? Can you just name names if you don't mind, or is that too much? "6'5" Brian.
I like how you had to describe that.
6'5" Brian, nigga, don't know how to put a door on, huh? That's crazy.
What?
I'm just making jokes. I'm just making jokes. I don't really know. I swear he comes in late a lot. Now that you pointed it out to me, Chris, I see it. He never showed up today? That's crazy. Cause I swore he came in late. Like I swore I saw him at 5:40. When you pointed it out to me that he's late a lot, I didn't notice it until you said it to me. Chris, I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like half of your department comes in late.